coming out of my lungs now. Well, if you're watching this, you probably saw from the thumbnail that we are going to be upgrading our bed from a normal basic bed to a cloud bed. Woohoo! I don't know. I'm bad at intros. Let's get into it. To start this project, we obviously have to start by stripping our bed and getting all the junk that's on or around it off. Now I'm going to try and put this fitted sheet on. I'm going to say no more because what you're about to see is a lot of struggle and frustration.
No, what the fuck?
Beep!
Bro, it's not even trying to stay on. Whatever. That was making me crazy. It was obviously too small. I think it was probably turning its head, but I don't. So we're gonna use this one. Which is not a fitted sheet, but it's fine. We'll make it work. So, first, we just cover this whole thing. My bedroom is way warmer than the rest of my house. And so,
Of course you're hot. You're wearing a long sleeve shirt, a hoodie, and then an entire blanket hoodie on top of that, doofus.
okay. We did it.
That actually was a lot of work, and I was wondering why my shoulder was hurting today. It's probably all of that right there that I just, yeah.
Okay, now since I'm gonna push the bed against the wall, but not until I put my good sheets on. If this is the wrong size, guys, I will crash out. Like, fully. So, this better be the right size. But they're cute. Very, I'm not married, I don't have a husband. You know? Single girl vibes. Very single girl vibes. Okay.
We made the bed. Now, that scared the crap out of me. We're gonna move on. We have more cotton balls, don't worry, and then I got these lights. Let's go. I really can't figure out what to do. We're just gonna try. Okay, I grabbed my fiber fill to help make it fluffier. I feel like this will work. We'll see. Hopefully my glue gun's warm enough now. Bitch. I fought this glue gun for an entire 10 minutes. I honestly thought it was just permanently broken from my Barbie box, but ultimately it just wasn't working in the extension cord. I had to plug it in directly to the wall. Do I think that there are more effective ways to do this? Probably. Is it gonna work? Yes. Okay. Glad we had that talk.
I'm so glad we had that talk.
Mr. Glue Gun. If I get 2 likes, I'll throw this thing across the room. Yes, 2. It doesn't take much.
Glue gun through hell. So it wouldn't surprise me. At some point, she just stopped working. Okay, I feel like she's gonna start working now.
Kaylee, who are you talking to? You're alone in your room.
Bruh. Do I need a glue gun?
No, you just need to be patient.
I feel like it's starting to warm up. It's just not hot yet. Yeah, this will definitely work as a perfect day. First of all, it looks like cloud starting.
So my mattress is a little bit bigger than my frame thing that it's hanging on. And so this cotton actually filled in the gap pretty perfectly.
Oh my goodness. Oh man. Oh my goodness.
I think I really need some friends. So I'm ultimately just stuffing this everywhere, trying to figure out the placement before I glue any of it down to figure out what I like, etc., etc.
Y'all, I think this is what we need to do, and then just start like taking a needle and kind of stitching it in a little bit, and then we'll go in and add the lights, you know, and then the cloud balls. Okay. We're gonna pray. So I'm gonna move you.
I wasn't sure if I was going to talk about this, but since it's pretty quiet, I might as well. The knocking and the doorbell ringing went on for like a whole 10 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. I was terrified. My blinds were completely open and I live upstairs. So if I had walked out to like look through the people to see who was there, then if there were cars parked, they would have seen me, and I was just kind of scared. And I ultimately ended up staying up all night from anxiety. Mind you, someone purposefully hit me with their car the week before this, so the paranoia is valid. I try and sage my apartment and my car about once a week. If not every week, then I do it at least once a month. I do tarot readings sometimes and stuff like that, try and keep all the energy good and clean. I don't even have a welcome mat anymore because I learned that when you open your door, you could be welcoming any energy, and I don't want that. The only kind of energy I want is from God and his angels. Now we're going to start adding the lights. Now I tried to sew these into the bed frame first. It didn't really work. So ultimately I just hot glued them on to the stuffing. And I did do some securing stitches here and there because you'd only needed a few, and it was fine. But it took me forever. I spent like 20 minutes trying to sew these in and it didn't work. This is what the bed looks like all done. I had to use 2 different types of string lights, which also just means that if I have a man, as if, just kidding, he'd be able to change the side colors of his lights, just like me. So that's kind of cool. For now, I'm just getting to do both. Now we're going to start working on making the cloud decor for the walls just so that it matches a little bit better, especially since I don't have a headrest to cover. I just think it'll tie everything together a little bit better. And yeah, let's go do that. Plus, I had to return like 10 bags of the cotton balls, but I kept like the other 10 for this exact purpose, so might as well use them. So what I'm doing here is pretty simple. I'm essentially just drawing some cloud shapes onto some shiny iridescent white paper that I have, and then I'm going to cut those clouds out, throw some glue on them, and then glue some cotton balls on them. This took me a lot longer than I thought it would. It was kind of annoying, but it's cool. They turned out cute, and that's what matters. So here you can see me start to glue those cotton balls on. The glue is drying really, really fast. I could have used a much better glue, but I have tons of these glue sticks just lying around, and I don't really foresee myself using them for anything else, so I just kind of wanted to get them out of the way. Besides, I didn't need this to last super, super long because I don't know how long I'm going to be in this apartment. And yeah, I don't know. This was just for fun, for vibes. But if you decide to do this, I would recommend, yes, using a better glue, maybe Mod Podge, hot glue, something like that. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and finish up gluing these, and then we're going to start to hang them up. These are what they look like when they're all done. They ended up pretty cute. I tried to do different shapes so that they wouldn't all look identical, because clouds are not identical, duh. I will say it didn't match the bed as much as I thought, but if I really wanted to, I could change that by adding the stuffing. This is another view. I love it, love it, love it. This is the hallway and the rooms leading up to my room. So just to kind of give you a reveal of what my new room looks like. I just love the vibe when I walk in. First of all, this room has always felt way too big for me, so I'm glad that I kind of filled it with things that make me happy, so it doesn't feel too big. It just feels like mine now. So I have 2 garment racks, one that holds my coats and jackets and sweatshirts. This is by my one nightstand, which I have Brennan Urie. I love him. And then my flower lamp, which of course I have an Alexa light in there, so I can change the color to whatever I want to match the bed. My closet usually is a lot more organized. I'll probably organize it in another video. I have some memories in these boxes here, an air filter that I don't really use. And then I have all my purses. I have a lot more than I know what to do with. I actually have 2 more that aren't in here, but we're not going to talk about that. And then I have some at the bottom, which you'll see in a second. So this is actually not part of my room. This is more of an extension of my room because this is my content closet. So in here I just have like all my costumes, my wigs, and stuff that I use for like TikTok and all the fun I have. I literally love playing dress up, and it's fine. Then going back to my nightstand, I have like some of my favorite trinkets, my kids' Bible that I used when I was a child, and then some embroidery stuff down here at the bottom. I don't really use this dresser a lot, which is kind of why that stuff's in here. I have my Paul Mitchell kit behind my door because I don't really need her that often, and then I have all my Legos on top of this big dresser, but she's kind of full and messy, so we're going to not talk about that. And then we're going to look at instead my pretty bows and my memories and all of that, because this is a much, much better angle. Yeah. I seriously just, like, how could I ever want to live with a man again when I have this? Like, just staring at my own stuff makes me happy. Again, I have not hung up all my jewelry, but we're going to get to that. Maybe we'll do an organization video of that. And then I do have to finish editing my mirror video, my broken gummy bear mirror video, because as you can see, that's done. This is, again, just taking another look at my content closet, because I just don't think y'all realize how many costumes are in here. I'll do a video probably organizing this as well when all of them are in here and organized, but yeah. Alright guys, that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching if you did make it all the way through. I have to go fold that laundry basket behind me and maybe start sorting through some of that fabric. We'll see. But otherwise, love you. Bye. Have a good night. See you next time.
I haven't. I think you are